Okay, so in this video I'm just going to show you how to change your Excel spreadsheet or mark sheet so that it looks like this. And you can find both these documents in the Resources tab on Blackboard. Okay, the instructions will be there, and you'll need to open a document called classlist.xls. And this is where all the information of the students will be, the name and surname and so on. Okay, we'll quickly start by saving this document underneath a different name, and I'll quickly show you how to do that. You go to the File tab, you go to Save As, you look for your Computer tab here underneath Save As, and then you click on Browse. In the left hand view plane, you look for the Documents button, you click on that, and then you click on the view plane here, and then you can click where it says file name, and we'll change this file name to mark sheets completed or mark sheet completed. Alright, after you've done that, you can also have a look at what the file type looks like. For this exercise, we're just going to change it to a normal Excel workbook, and then going to click on Save. Right, so to begin this exercise or practice, we're going to insert two rows here at the top, and to do that you need to go and click on this little one. You'll see the arrow changes from a white cross to a black arrow. You'll click on that and then go to Insert. And then you need to look for either the Insert button here, but I think you'll find that underneath Home. So click on the Home tab. You'll see there where it says underneath Cells, you'll see that is there's Insert, and we want to insert a row, so we click on that once and then twice as well. There's a different way you can do this as well. If you want to insert rows, you can just right click on the number here on the side, and then that will give you the option to insert as well, and then you can click on Insert as well. Right, so we're going to go ahead and merge these two blocks. So why would we want to do that? Because I'm going to quickly show you. If you start typing, you'll see the typed part goes over the box B, and if you merge the two, you'll see that it's just one block, and this block you can edit and change. So you'll see when sometimes if it's written over like the grade 7 here, if you click, there will be nothing in your function box here, and if you click on the correct box, you'll see in your function box the text will be there. So we're going to merge this so that the function box will be filled with what you've typed. So let's merge that. Okay, now you see, doesn't matter on what block you type, A1 or B1, you'll still select the correct text. Right, now we can go ahead and also add just a second term marks here. So we're just going to merge this as well, right across. So we click in a box and you drag the boxes that you want to. Click that, and then you can just start typing. So we'll type second term marks. Right, we can give this a nice color by just clicking on the full color icon here. It's a little paint bucket, and we're going to make that yellow like that. Right, now this is going to be interesting as well for you. You'll see that we want to add numbers on the side, and we're going to click there on that A. We're going to right click and we're going to say Insert. So now we've inserted a column. But now you'll see that the merged blocks are over here, and you want it to be in the corner there. So how do you move text like this from one? If you click and drag on it, you'll see that it just highlights the blocks. So what you need to do is you need to move the mouse cursor so that it changes into this 4-point cursor like that one. You click and you drag it to the side, and you'll see it's going to ask you to merge cell, and you say okay, you can't. So what the next best thing is to highlight and then merge that as well. Right, you can do the same with this, just unmerge and then merge again. So right, and then you can also right align this there like that, and we want to quickly put in number here so that we can number our students. So if we type 1, and 2 like this, we would have normally typed 1, 2, 3 and carried on, but because Microsoft Excel has this capability called autofill, we'll just highlight 1, 2, 3 and then click and drag, and you'll see that it automatically numbers the names like that. Alright, so now for the next thing that we want to do is we want to change the font size of mark sheet here at the top, and that's easy by clicking on the home tab. You change the font type. We'll change into Arial black, and we'll increase it to 14 so that you can see. We can also increase the second term marks to 14. Alright, now that you've done that, we can go and randomly type test marks 1 and 2, and we will quickly start with that. Alright, after you've typed in all the marks, you need to auto sum the marks, test 1, 2, and the exam. And how do you do that? You go to the home tab, you go and click on auto sum, and you'll see you can either click on the auto sum button like that, or you can click on the little arrow next to it, drop down and click on sum, and this will give you an automatically formula that you can use, and you can just press enter. Now you'll see that the computer generates this calculation by itself. And how do you copy this from this line right down to the bottom? Is by clicking on the formula box underneath total here, and you'll see that here in your function bar it gives you the formula. This is D, and that's 5, so this is D5, and the semicolon F7, so it tells you what the range is there. And how do you copy this down to there? You click in the corner when the little white cross turns into a black cross, and you drag that down, and that autofills the formula for you downwards. So your next step will be to work out the percentage. Now, the same way you would have done it by hand with a calculator, you can do it now in Excel, and this saves you a lot of time. So what you'll do is you'll say okay, equal sign, and you'll get the total, and you'll divide it by the amount you need, that's 150, and then because the total was out of 150, and then you will also divide that by 100. You also multiply that by 100. And then just press enter. So that would be your percentage, 72%, and you can click and drag that down as well when you're with the little white cross that turned into a black one. You'll see that all this decimals is here, and how do you get rid of that decimals? Is by clicking underneath on the decimal decreasing option, where it's here underneath the home tab in the number dialog box. You can click on that 1, 2, 3 times so that you have one decimal behind, so that you can see what the percentage is. And then you can also calculate now what was the class average, and how do you calculate the average? You'll go to auto sum again here underneath editing in the home tab. You'll click on that little cross on the right hand side and then click on average. So this gives you a range, and this is where this little blue line is moving around like that. That's the range. It's going to look for your average, and make sure when you want to increase this, you go to the corner and click on that little blue block and drag it up or down depending on what you want. Okay, and then after that you can just press enter, and you'll see it works out the average for you by itself. And again, a lot of decimals, so you want to decrease that. You click 1, 2, 3 times so that you have 2 decimals, and we made it 1 decimal, so we're going to keep it constant. So let's make it 1 decimal again, and then just to copy this formula right through to total, we're going to click on, when it changes from the white cross to the little black cross, we're going to click on that and autofill it to the right hand side. Okay, so now you can see what was your average mark. Then you want to know the highest mark, so you'll press equal on your keyboard, you'll type max, and remember to stop this video at any time and try it for yourself. Okay, and you'll see once you've typed max, it automatically gives you the function max. And now you can press the bracket and then go and select the range. So you'll just click there at the top and drag it downwards to select the range, and then close it with a closing bracket and press enter. So now the computer automatically calculates what was the highest mark in this range here, and you can copy that by clicking on that little corner and autofill that line. You'll type minimum or min, open bracket, you'll select the range again for where the computer needs to go and look. Make sure that you not copy in the class average and highest mark, and then close it with a bracket and press enter. So your lowest mark in this section is 7, and to copy this formula for your test 1, 2, and exam and total, you just click on the little corner there and drag it again. Okay. So now we want to see what amount of learners was absent for these tests. And we're going to press the equal sign. We're going to type count blank. And we're going to open bracket again, and we're going to select the area or range where the computer needs to go and look. Again, make sure that you don't select the class average, highest mark, and lowest mark. Close the bracket and press enter. Click on that and then drag across so that the computer autofills. So now you can see there was nobody absent for the test, the total here. There was nobody absent for the exam as well. So everybody has a mark. You'll see that 2 people was absent, or learners was absent for your test. Right. So that's it. You've put in some nice formulas. You can make sense of the data that was applied and maybe print this out. But still you want to have a nice look and feel to this mark sheet of yours. So what you'll do is you'll go to the top here to decrease the spacing of some rows and columns. So you can either do rows and column width here by clicking and dragging on the sides here, or decreasing or increasing it here. If you want this to resize to just enough space, you can always double click on the side of the block A here at the top. If you double click, it automatically resizes it so that the wording precisely fits into that block or column. Alright, so you would like to give this data of yours, your mark sheet, a nice look and feel. And how will you do that? You'll select the area which you want to make to look nice. So you select that area, you go to format as a table, and then you can go and select any of these options. Yes, and now it asks you where is the data you want in your table, and then you say okay. So now you'll see that you can either make change. You see that there is now an automatic fill here at the top, and how fill works, or filter works, is you can click here on this, and then you can deselect people's names or increase their names there as well. If you're not happy with the style that you've selected, you can again select that and then say, alright, I want to choose another style for my mark sheet. I'm going to keep to the gray. I want to change the percentage as well so that it's easier readable. And how do I do that? I go to the Home tab, I click on Conditional Formatting, I click on Data Bars, and then I choose the first one there, Gradient Fill. Okay, now that I've done that, I can see, yeah, but this information still needs to make sense. So I want to organize my information that I have alphabetically. So I can click and drag and select all of my learners' names and the information. Make sure that you select all the information that's available there, and then click on A to Z. And you'll see that this changes automatically there. Just make sure that your numbers here on the side is then correct, so you can always change that back to 1, 2, like that, and then click and drag as well. Okay. So you can see you can either fill it by name, surname, or you can filter it here, A to Z, and then you'll see that it's there as well. Alright. Good. So you can use these filters to change your data as you would like to see it as well. Now the final thing that we would like to add is a graph. So the graph is easy to do. So what we want to add into our graph is the name and surnames of our students, as well as the percentages they got. So we don't want to include the test marks and so on. So how are we going to do that? We're going to select the username after name and surname, and then also select the percentages by holding down the Control key on our keyboard and clicking and dragging over our percentages. Then we're going to go to Insert, we're going to click on Recommended Charts, and then we're going to select the first chart, Clustered Column Chart. We're going to click OK, and you'll see the chart pops up plus minus in the middle of your screen. You'll click and move on this chart by just clicking on the side of the chart and then dragging it across. And if you want to increase the size, you can click on one of the corners and drag it a little bit bigger. Right. Now you just need to give this chart a title. So we're going to say Grade 7. That was the second term marks. Right. Now you can go ahead and just save this document by clicking on this the save icon here at the top, or pressing Ctrl S on your keyboard. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson, and I hope that you can find the courage to work with Excel.